Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Pierre. We're going to do a React video. Microsoft Sales Trainer reacts to sales videos on the internet.
Talking about what? You talking about bitching about that sale you shot? Some son of a bitch don't want to buy land. Somebody don't want what you're selling. Some broad you're trying to screw, so forth. Let's talk about something important. Are they all here?
All but one.
Well,
So let's just set this up. This is the movie Glenn Ross. It's a highly awarded movie back in when it was released. It's written by David Mamet, and David Mamet is known for his rich dialogue and the capturing of very specific language. And this is a kind of a snapshot in time. It's one of the most relatable videos to somebody that's over 45 or 50 years old, somebody like myself. I'm almost 60, actually, that was in sales in the 80s, in the early 90s. Before we had customer relationship management systems, before accountability was, kind of available for sales directors and sales managers to look at what people were doing. So you didn't trust your guys at all. You didn't trust the team. They were liars to you. They basically, didn't tell the truth 100% of the time. A lot of the sellers in situations like this, especially what these guys are selling, is 100% commission or a very high commission. You might have a very low base, like really low, like just above minimum wage. And then, the commission rates were very high. And what they're selling here is vacation property in in Florida, like in Boca del Rio or something like that. So of course, a lot of the movie is gloomy and horrible. It's raining outside, and that adds to the tension. They're trying to sell this idea, this fancy, hey, you're gonna have this great time vacationing with your family. And yet, where they're at is they never get to participate in the fun part of the product. They've never tasted the product. They don't know anything really about it. They're just talking about this really great experience while they live in a hellhole of a city while it rains outside and it's always dark. And now you're going to get abused by your sales manager because we're not making our numbers here. And so this is the role that Alec Baldwin is playing. It's one of his most famous roles that he did. It's got some fantastic lines that you'll hear that that have become famous as a result. Very meme-worthy movie because there's a bunch of stuff in here. Anyway, so you'll get to see him do his worst in terms of motivating the sales team here. That's what he's trying to do, actually, motivate them.
I'm going anyway. Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only. You think I'm fucking with you? I am not fucking with you.
I didn't get the clean version of this. So yeah, the language is rough in this, and that's actually that's part of the atmosphere that they have. And kind of a subtext here is that using language in many ways to put and beat people up. That's all he has. That's the only tool that he has here to put people down, to establish dominance in an all-male environment, is to establish dominance early on, basically. And so that's what he's doing here as a sales manager, or he's kind of an outside sales manager, like a district manager. He's coming in and he's going to motivate these salespeople to sell. And so the language that's used is supposed to be shocking. It's supposed to be demeaning and abusive.
I'm here from downtown. I'm here from Mitch and Murray. And I'm here on a mission of mercy. Your name's Levine?
Yeah.
You call yourself a salesman, you son of a bitch?
I don't gotta listen to this shit.
You certainly don't, pal. Because the good news is you're fired. The bad news is you've got just 1 week to regain your job, starting with tonight. Starting with tonight's sit. Oh, have I got your attention now? Good. Because we're adding a little something to this month's sales contest.
So he's obviously established dominance by getting everybody to pay attention. And now he's going to really motivate them with a sales contest. And so anytime, I'm involved in a sales contest, I always think of this scene right here. All the prizes you can win with the sales contest.
As you all know, first prize is a Cadillac Eldorado. Anybody want to see second prize? Second prize is a set of steak knives. Third prize is you're fired. You get the picture? You laughing now? You got leads.
So this is something that many companies have done in the past, and some of them still do it today, where you create a sales team that competes not just against the people across the street, the competitors in the market. You're literally creating an environment where you're competing against each other. And the salespeople are competing for the best leads. They're competing for the best deals, the best discounts. They're relying on their own individual ability. There's no teamwork here. It's like a swim team. Everybody does their own thing. There's no relay race. There's no complicated sales organization. You get pieces of paper that have leads on them, and then you have a phone and you have an order book, and that's it. And whoever does the best gets to keep their jobs and gets paid well. Salary is low. Commissions are very high in these types of organizations. And then whoever is on the bottom 10%, they lose their job. And it doesn't matter what you did last month or how you did last quarter. If you're in a slump and you're on the bottom of the list, out you go. And this is why a lot of us aren't motivated by sales contests and all of that stuff. I'm super jaded. I have never, because you never win a sale. I've never won any sales contests or anything. I never won.
Mitch and Murray paid good money. Get their names to sell them. You can't close the leads you're given. You can't close shit. You are shit. Hit the bricks, pal, and beat it, because you are going out.
The leads are weak.
The leads are weak. The fucking leads are weak. You're weak. I've been in this business 15 years.
What's your name?
Fuck you. That's my name. You know why, mister? Because you drove a Hyundai to get here tonight. I drove an $80,000 BMW. That's my name.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I could go on this one because there's a lot more in terms of belittling the salespeople and how important he is as a person, and that how he could do so much of a better job than everybody else because none of them have seen that. He's not modeled anything. He's never coached anybody here. He's just motivating them like you would maybe motivate a donkey with a board across the face to get them to move. Like, this is just total abuse. So I think it's really interesting. Now, this is another area that I find to be kind of funny is he comes up with all these different, let's say, mnemonics to help people remember the sales methodology. And the funny part of this is somebody to me that has worked with so many companies on their sales methodologies and building sales methodologies. He, like so many managers and so many, type A personalities, could care less about the sales methodology. So I imagine there was a meeting with him just before with the leadership of the company saying, hey, you have to, we invested a lot in the sales training. Make sure you go over that with them. So now he's going to go over that with them. Here's the big help.
A, B, C. A, always, B, B, C, closing. Always be closing. Always be closing. AIDA, attention, interest, decision, action. Attention. Do I have your attention? Interest. Are you interested? I know you are, because it's fuck or walk. You close or you hit the bricks. Decision. Have you made your decision for Christ? An action. AIDA. Get out there. You got the prospects coming in. You think they came in to get out of the rain? A guy don't walk on the lot lest he wants to buy. They're sitting out there waiting to give you their money. Are you gonna take it? Are you man enough to take it?
I love the cold stare of Jack Lemmon. Like that's classic right there. Now, again, a lot of this sales kind of environment was what we would see in a used car sales lot or appliance sales or something like that, like consumer-based, business to consumer selling. And if you've done your time in those organizations, I feel sad for you because I did it too. I did it for a bunch of years, and I loved retail. But this was the part that always got me, was getting beat up by my manager because I didn't sell a particular thing that was high gross margin or something like that. But I love how, isn't that hilarious, how he basically he ignores the whole like AIDS or AIDA, that mnemonic, and applies it to them specifically. Like, that wasn't meant for this guy to talk about how bad their people are. That was supposed to be a helpful thing for sellers, how to have a good sales dialogue. And so he totally ignores that, and it doesn't, obviously he's never applied that to his selling. He's got his own thing that he does, and obviously he's very, very good at it. It's pretty funny. This is the last.
And you know what you'll be saying? Bunch of losers sitting around in a bar. Oh, yeah, I used to be a salesman. It's a tough racket.
He's mocking them. He just mocks them. But here they are.
These are the new leads.
The leads.
These are the Glengarry leads. And to you, they're gold. And you don't get them. Why? Because to give them to you is just throwing them away. They're for closers. I wish you good luck, but you wouldn't know what to do with it if you got it.
It just never ends. It just never ends. Anyways, I thought this was a hilarious thing to talk about. Our perspective working in, corporate America, selling some of the largest deals, that Microsoft has worked on in business applications over the years. And to contrast that kind of high level of professionalism and teamwork and the ethos that you cultivate in a modern sales organization of respect and diversity, like these are all the things that we found over the years that you want to cultivate in a sales organization. Back then, sales was primarily a male-dominated sport. So few women were able to work in this environment, not because they weren't good at selling, was because they couldn't handle or didn't want to work with people like that. People like this wouldn't hire women because they looked at them as weak. And so there's just a tremendous amount of bigotry and bias that existed in these sales organizations. So if you're a gal looking at this movie, that's something to think about and reflect on, because if you've met any, and I've got many friends of mine that are my age in their late 50s or 50s that grew up in these kind of sales organizations and survived. And so they've got the battle scars and have some really great stories, and will tell you how to survive really well. Those are some of the very best and most wonderful people that I've been mentored under and worked with. And so anywho, I thought I'd share that with you because I know a lot of you are younger and have never been in a sales environment like that. So I think it's funny. And there's a lot of irony in this. And today, all of these are the wrong things to do. All of everything that they're showing and modeling in their big, Del Rio estates, selling vacation properties is not how we sell anymore. We don't do it this way at all. So great movie, great stage play. And anyways, we got another one coming up. The next one we're going to do is Death of a Salesman. And we'll show you that one, which is very similar. So it's a lot of fun. These are fun. Talk to you later.